Now, in terms of concepts that every photographer should know, one of them is definitely focal length. Now, it's not quite as simple as you might think. Now, one common mistake that beginners think is that focal length just means the zoom of your camera. While that is an understandable mistake, if you have a lot of experience shooting with a phone, for example, it's still not one that you should really make. Because focal length does so much more than just zoom your photo. See, while zooming digitally with your phone, you're not actually doing the same thing as you're zooming in with a camera. Because digital zoom is not actual zoom. What digital zoom is essentially you're just taking the photo and then just making it larger, so you just don't see the stuff that is going out of frame. You're just basically cropping in the photo. But zooming in with a camera actually changes a lot of the characteristics of the image. You're basically just compressing everything in that frame into a tighter package. This is one of those things that is easier to show than just explain. So here we go. So as you can see here, as we're zooming in the image, and this is using the same lens, you can see that we're not only just cropping in. The subject itself starts to get slimmer and slimmer compared to what we started from. And if you pay attention to the background, everything in the background is getting larger and larger and more blurred. The easiest way to understand or benchmark the different focal lengths is by taking the 50mm full frame equivalent, because that is basically what the human eye normally sees. If you go wider from that, everything starts to look closer to fisheye, so you're seeing more than you would normally see with just a human eye. But if you're starting to zoom in, everything is going to start looking a bit slimmer. And that is why something like an 85 or 135 is a really good portrait lens focal length, because it makes the subject slimmer. You're using a bit of distortion to your benefit. But that is the reason why a 50mm lens is the most popular prime lens that there is. The Nifty 50 is there for a reason, and it's a great place to begin. But now you know. So go out there, experiment, and have fun shooting.